Welcome back to Cityline. For our final segment today, we are welcoming one of the great performance groups in Tacoma, the Tacoma Concert Band. With us today, we have Gerard Morris, the artistic director and conductor.
Great to see you, Chris.
Good to see you as well. And Morris Northcutt, the principal trumpet and president of the board. Welcome, Morris.
Thank you so much for having us. I really appreciate it.
Now, Gerard, what are some of the highlights and challenges you've experienced during the Tacoma Concert Band's 2021-2022 concert season?
Yeah, thanks, Chris. Well, you know, as all the viewers out there know, the last couple of years have been challenging. Within those challenges, I always like to say that there can be ashes. Within the ashes, there can be flowers that can bloom. And through all of the challenges that we've all experienced, I think we can all reflect and see some beauty in the course of this pandemic. And so for the Tacoma Concert Band, we've had a number of challenges staying afloat, but we worked through them. So this year specifically, we started out so strong, coming back very mindful of the pandemic and being very safe. We had a wonderful, wonderful holiday concert, one of the absolute best concerts we've ever had. And so that was a flower amongst all of the challenges. We were super excited to continue on to our Sousa Spectacular, but then we were hit with Omicron. And so we had to stop, we had to reevaluate, and we wanted to do things extremely safe. And so, of course, there was a decision to not move forward with rehearsals or the performance in February. So as soon as it was safe, it was deemed safe to come back again. We returned for rehearsals. We've been preparing for this upcoming concert titled One Hand, One Heart. So it's been challenging just in the sense it's like we're on, we're off, we're on, we're off. But I will say that the members of this entire organization have been incredibly patient and resilient and dedicated. And we're really excited to be able to present this concert on Saturday, April 23rd.
That's wonderful. Now, something else exciting happened this year, and it's the inaugural year for the Tacoma Concert Band Conducting Fellowship. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so this was the first year. It was slated to begin last season, but everybody was online last year. And so we postponed to the season, and we decided to just get going with it. And so this year's conducting fellow is Tristan Rausch, who's at Liberty Middle School. And Tristan has been with us through rehearsals and performances for the season. And the conducting fellow is specifically for young teachers that can apply to this each year. And then they have the opportunity to rehearse the ensemble, conduct the ensemble and performance. And then outside of TCB rehearsals, there's also, I do a weekly private lesson with the fellow. It's been via Zoom, but those will be in person as soon as it's really, truly safe to do so, as well as me visiting their school. I'm trying to help them out in the classroom and offer whatever kind of assistance and guidance that I can to help them in their young careers. So it's a really exciting program. And Tristan's just getting ready to finish this first season, and we're in the process of selecting a fellow for next season already. So there's going to be more to come on that soon.
That is a tremendously wonderful program. I love everything I'm hearing about that. Makes me want to dust off my conducting baton and pull out a Granger piece and apply for it.
Oh, I love it. Please do, Chris.
Now, Morris, as with all nonprofits, we're always looking for ways to be better. Can you share with us your plans for increased volunteer support and how you're restructuring some things?
Actually, you know, with Gerard coming on and the retirement of our founder, Robert Musser, you can imagine all of the housekeeping things that needed to happen, you know, whether it was the articles of incorporation, the bylaws, but it's also about finding volunteers, new volunteers with fresh energy. And Gerard really helped us kind of re-energize our volunteer base. They were all very excited. And so we've seen an increased volunteer support, and that interest is really exactly what we need to sort of move forward to the next 40 years. You know, we were founded in 1983. We actually had our first concert in 1983 at Stadium High School. And so, you know, we want this history to remain, of course, and be there and sort of relevant, but we also need to move forward. And I really do think that we're headed in the right direction.
That's wonderful. And to even hear about that anniversary date coming up makes me think that there's something special happening in 2023. And is there a trip across the pond happening for the band?
Yes. So we started taking tours, band tours essentially to Europe in 2000 with a trip to France. And then we went to Prague in 2011, and then Spain in 2015, and 2018 went to Ireland. And there are just incredible fellowship building opportunities, really. It's just really fun and magical, really. And so in 2023, we're planning a trip to England, Wales, and Ireland. And so that it's going to be about a 12-day trip. We'll be partnering with some different ensembles throughout those areas. We're really excited. We're just now getting the details worked out, but it's really going to be fun.
Do you need a baritone sax player? Because if you need one, I'm happy to go on that trip with you. No problem with that whatsoever.
Hey, yeah, we'll keep you in mind for sure. You never know.
Yeah, first things first, Chris, you'll have to audition for the sub list.
That's right.
Following protocols, and then, yeah, there could be an opportunity for you, Chris.
I may have to look that up. The one great thing I'm excited to hear is that the summer concert series is back for 2022. Morris, where are you going to be this summer?
So far what we have confirmed is Anderson Island on August 21st, and then the DuPont, the Clock Tower on the 22nd of August. We're working out details for a performance at Frank Toby Jones Estates on August 19th. And then we're working on another location in Tacoma. And but those are our firmed up dates right now. But we're really excited to get back to the summer concert series. It's really where we're able to connect with folks that don't necessarily go to the Pantages Theater, and so it's a great opportunity to reach people that maybe are a little disconnected from the arts or feel a little standoffish, and we can embrace them and hopefully we can entertain them too.
There's also something to be said about being outside in the sun on a grassy lawn and hearing a great concert band playing. So that's very exciting, and I can't wait to see how that goes for you this summer. Now, Gerard, you mentioned the concert coming up earlier for April 23rd. It's titled One Hand, One Heart. Tell us a little bit about this program.
All right, yes, sure thing, Chris. Well, obviously, this is a title, as many of you may know, a reference to West Side Story. One Hand, One Heart. And so this concert features kind of like tales of famous relationships, love. And so in going off of Tony and Maria from West Side Story in this big year when the remake of the movie came out. And but we also thought this was a great way to end the season with this idea of love and relationships once again. So it's a really wonderful program. We're going to start with the Overture to Candide, which is a famous overture by Bernstein, which is about a relationship, and you'll learn more at the concert about that. We're going to move on to a piece called Summerland by William Grant Still, and I believe this is the first time Tacoma Concert Band is performing a piece by William Grant Still, who is one of the most important American composers ever, and no one really knows about him. So we're excited to present this piece, which has to do with the relationship between life and the afterlife. A really, really gorgeous impressionistic work. The third piece on the program features our Student Soloist winner, which we can talk about in a minute, and that's Ingolf Dahl's Concerto for Alto Saxophone and Wind Orchestra, which is a huge monumental piece. And the fact that a high school senior won this contest playing this concerto is remarkable. His name is Johnathan Lee. He's from Rogers High School, sensational young artist who will be featured. Then after intermission, we're going to come back and we have a little bit of Sousa. We have our selections from West Side Story, a little movie music from the little older movie titled Somewhere in Time, which is once again about relationships. A tragic relationship, but a beautiful one at that. And then finally, we're going to close with the finale from Tchaikovsky's Fourth Symphony, which is rousing and has a really cool connection to the patron who brought that piece to fruition. So that's something about the program. It's going to be terribly exciting, and I can't wait for this performance.
It is a great selection of titles. That's going to be a phenomenal concert. And that's at the Pantages on the 23rd.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful.
7:30 p.m.
Now you mentioned Johnathan, your student soloist competition winner. You do so much great outreach to young artists, and tell us a little bit more how that whole program happens, how Johnathan became a part of it, the great things that you do with the youth.
Yeah, absolutely. So each year, the Tacoma Concert Band hosts a student soloist competition, and this is open to any student soloist who is still in school, like K through 12, basically. But they tend to be high school students that audition for this honor. And each year, there's a panel of judges that are selected from within the organization, and they judge this competition. I am not one of them. I'm the host of the competition, but I do not judge the competition. And then a winner is selected, and then they'll their piece is performed live with the Tacoma Concert Band. So this is the one where Johnathan Lee was our winner this year from Rogers, as I mentioned, from Rogers High School, alto saxophone. Johnathan is a saxophone student of Fred Winkler, who is a phenomenal professional saxophonist who lives right here in Puyallup and teaches at a number of different schools in the area. So Jonathan's piece is he's playing one of the absolute most difficult warhorse pieces in the repertoire for alto saxophone, but also for wind orchestra. So this is a concerto where the ensemble doesn't just play accompaniment, but the ensemble, the orchestra, the wind band in this case, plays a critical role in as part of the concerto as well. So it's a little bit of fun for everyone. So we're here to celebrate Johnathan and his amazing accomplishment. And we're so excited to put this piece on stage and offer it to our community.
Bravo, bravo. That's going to be wonderful. Now, are there any other highlights that audience members can look forward to during the concert?
Well, I mean, I'll be giving commentary about each of the pieces and about the connection to these relationships. But, you know, I think that the exciting thing is for this is that it is the final concert of the season before we head into the summer, and we're super excited about the summer series as well, because those are always fun. But it's nice for us to be able to, like, you know, finish the season with a live performance in the Pantages Theater. It's just thrilling, and I'm just so grateful. And I'll be sharing my gratitude with the audience, but for everybody, the entire Tacoma Concert Band organization is just phenomenal. And we have Morris Northcutt right here on the screen, the president of the board and our principal trumpet. Morris's work is critically important to the success of this ensemble, and we wouldn't be as strong as we are today without his leadership. So it's true. And but there's so many too, the whole crew at the Pantages Theater behind the scenes, and how this all comes together, and just everybody has just been so warm and welcoming and supportive. So I think it's just going to be a really special night, because we're going to be sharing a lot of gratitude throughout the course of the concert.
That's wonderful, Gerard. Thank you. Morris, is there anything you wanted to share as we come to the close of our segment today?
Well, let's step back to Johnathan Lee a little bit. I can just tell you from a musician standpoint, you know, I'm on the other side of this, and he's performing this. Johnathan is performing this from memory, I believe, right? Yeah. And I just, you know, when you hear it, Chris, you've got to come to the concert. When you hear him play this from memory, I mean, it's already challenging enough. I'm blown away by that, the maturity that it takes to be up there, even in the most simplest pieces. You know, when you're used to practicing with an accompanist with a piano player, that experience is completely different than performing in front of 65 people, and you're trying to pay attention to the baton and at a high level, and it's a completely different experience. So gathering all of that and keeping that piece in his mind and playing from memory, it's incredible. I mean, if you don't go for any other reason, go and see us perform that piece with Johnathan.
All I can say on that is wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And just so that viewers are aware too, students can get free tickets. And so if you want to come and support a fellow student in Johnathan Lee, and you're out there listening to this, just contact us, and we're happy to give you tickets to come and see this performance.
We roughly have about, the last few concerts, we have about 300 to 400 students that come. And we're sending a strong message that we want students to come and enjoy live music.
That's wonderful. Gerard, Morris, I want to thank you so much for coming on Cityline today and sharing all the great things about the Tacoma Concert Band. I want everybody to mark their calendars for Saturday, April 23rd for that concert at the Pantages, One Hand, One Heart, with some amazing music. And thank you both so much for being here today.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you so much. Take care.
And that concludes another episode of Cityline. Thank you all so much for joining us today. I had such a delight filling in for Amanda Westbrook, and I hope that I'll see you soon. If you happen to be near Tacoma Little Theater, April 29th through May 15th, we have The Happiest Song Plays Last coming up, which is a wonderful partnership between the University of Washington Tacoma's Drama Department and Tacoma Little Theater, giving their students a chance to immerse themselves in the performing arts. We'll see you next week with another episode of Cityline.
Tacoma, that's my home, yeah, Tacoma, that's my home. Oh, you're from Seattle, oh, you're from LA, oh, you're from Chicago, but Tacoma's where you'll stay. Oh, you're from Seattle, oh, you're from LA, oh, you're from Chicago, but Tacoma's where you'll stay, yeah. Tacoma, that's my home. From the fires to the loam, Tacoma, that's my home, yeah, Tacoma, that's my home. Tacoma,